Hi, everybody. Before we get to another great interview, we could really use your help. IMDb, which is the entertainment database, recently named the Two Opinionated podcast one of its top 100 podcasts. This is a monumental feat for this program. We're a father and son team out of a small town in West Virginia, have been doing this for about 5 years. There's 15 million podcasts out there. About 40,000 of those get to the point that they're listed on IMDb. Out of those 40,000 out of the 15 million, we're ranked number 82. Something that we're just immensely proud of. We're so thankful for our listeners, our watchers, our fans. Thank you so, so much. If you would like to help us out, and we're asking for it, please. It's easy. It's really easy. It's free. If you go to IMDb, that's IMDb.com, look up Two Opinionated Podcast, and just take a look at the page. That's all you have to do. I mean, you're welcome to look at the cast, look at the episodes so you can kind of see who's been on the program. Do whatever you want. But even just bringing up the page, IMDb.com, Two Opinionated Podcast, bring up the page, look at it. That helps us so much. So please, if you can do anything, we would really appreciate that. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. Love to have your subscription there. It's also free. And you can also check out our website, meistercon.com, where you'll find almost 700 episodes, audio and video, available on there. There's also a terrific blog from Brett, and it'll let you know anything that we have going on in studio, if we're covering a convention, if we're going on location, anything that we have going on will be on the website, meistercon.com. Thank you guys so, so much. We appreciate you so much. I can't express enough how appreciative we are of all of you. We never expected to do as well as we have, and that's all because of you. Thank you so much. Enjoy that interview. Bye, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Two Opinionated. So excited today. I've got writer, actress, Ildiko Susany with me. So welcome, Ildiko.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited to talk with you. I know you've got this big gig now on Virgin River, but before we get into that, let's talk about your background a little bit. Tell me what got you into the entertainment business.
Yeah, well, I've always loved acting and theater. I've been very interested in that from a young age. So I was always doing drama classes and things like that. And then when I finished high school, I went to drama school, studied acting, and did a lot of theater in Australia, and then wanted to move more into film and TV. So I moved to Vancouver, Canada, which is considered Hollywood North, and have been working here and worked my way up to where I am now as a staff writer.
I never knew that a lot of times when we're watching things with scenes like in New York and some of those places, that it's actually in Vancouver. Never knew that.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, Vancouver can play like San Francisco, New York, LA. It's kind of,
well, that's probably why
everything.
You get so many like science fiction, superhero type of shows, because they can be so many different locations.
Yes. Yeah.
And
I think there's some good like tax rebates or what have you here.
Oh, there's some money involved, or savings of money involved.
Yeah.
So you came over from Australia. I mean, Australia has a pretty good, TV and film industry of their own. What was kind of the reasoning for leaving that and coming to Canada?
Yeah, I mean, at the time, I feel like it wasn't as, I mean, there's not as much production shot in Australia compared to North America, obviously. Sure. And I think at the time, it wasn't as diverse as it is now. So it was a bit trickier to kind of break in. And so I just thought, you know what, I've got a few friends who are moving to Canada and they seem to be doing well. So why not give it a shot and, see how it goes.
And here you are.
Yeah.
Did you do like up through high school, you did theater and all of the things that you need to do?
Yeah. Did drama, did art. I was called the cultural captain of the school. So I was in the captain of arts, drama, dance, music. That was me.
So anytime they needed something creative, they came to you.
Most of the time, yes.
Do you have a preference now that you're getting into writing? Do you prefer to be in front of the camera or do more of the writing part of it?
I love everything, to be honest. I love writing. I love acting. I'm still working as an actor as well. And I do feel like they inform each other. So I think, my writing has helped me be a stronger actor, and I think my acting background has helped me be a stronger writer.
Yeah, and that makes sense to me because it would help you understand both worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So remember seeing you on Lost in Space. I'm
Oh,
nerdy.
yes,
So
thank
yeah, I
you.
caught you on there. And if I remember right, maybe Deadly Class.
Yes, that's right.
Right.
Very, very like blink and you miss a moment in Deadly Class.
Deadly Class was kind of like sci-fi's X-Men attempt.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. It's based on
I
the
did
comic
too.
books as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Sad
thought
it
it was
sad it
really well
didn't.
done. Sci-fi,
Yeah.
I'll say this about them. They do a good job identifying shows, but
Hmm.
they don't stick with them long enough.
Yeah. It's disappointing.
It is because you would think you're it's in the name. Sci-fi's in the name. And we know that science fiction shows can take a couple years to get an audience. It takes a little
Yeah,
bit. But then once they get it, they're very loyal.
that's right.
So you think sci-fi would maybe stick with stuff a little
Yeah,
longer.
you got to give it a chance. Give them a chance to grow and develop that audience.
Just in case they're listening, remember I said that you're really good at identifying the shows.
Yeah.
Well, and I saw you'll have to tell me what this means, but I saw you did some work on one of the Psych movies, which
Hmm.
me and Brad, who does the podcast with me, love Psych. That's one that we've watched, as he was growing up and got way into it. And now they're doing the movies, which is awesome.
Hmm.
But you were a script coordinator for that. So
Yes.
what is it? What does the script coordinator do?
Yeah, so some of the roles and tasks change depending on the production, but essentially what I'm doing is I'm getting all the writing material in like the scripts and when I'm working in TV, it might be the story areas and the outlines as well. And I'll read through that, proof it, make sure, spelling and grammar, formatting are all kind of in check. And then I might just talk to the writers a little bit and just say, flag a few things, give a few bits of feedback or ask a few questions just to make sure they'll make any adjustments as they see fit. And then we take that usually to either the showrunner, if it's a TV show, or like the executive producer, whoever's the kind of head writer. And then they'll approve that. And then I'll send that out to the cast and crew and, whoever needs that distribution.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. You're almost editing in some respects.
In a way, yeah, in a way.
Yeah, and I can see where that would be really important because you want to make sure there's no errors and issues in the script before people start acting the script.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's always the hope that we've knocked off any of the sort of red flags or continuity issues.
How much trouble does the script coordinator get in if you miss something in the script and they actually say it?
Oh, well, if they actually say it and we shoot it, then I think a lot of people along the way,
That's right. A lot
are a
of
little bit
failures
to
along
blame
the way.
because I think it's definitely a team effort. And so hopefully, there's always meetings in prep as we lead to production. So hopefully at some point between the writing process, between me kind of checking over the drafts, between, the directors and the ADs reading it and the actors reading it, hopefully at some point someone has noticed something if it shouldn't be going to camera.
Is that something where you might also be in charge of making sure that names were pronounced correctly? Or is that somebody else?
Um, yeah, I think as well it depends. Like it's definitely a team effort. Like if there's something where it seems like we really need to get a particular pronunciation, you might write that kind of in
Right.
brackets in the script. Or if it's something where maybe an actor has to speak with a different accent, then we might bring in like a dialect coach that will help them make sure those pronunciations are correct. It really depends. Like I'm definitely not there on set making sure like, hey, you said that word wrong. But hopefully like if depending on what we need, we've got the right people there to kind of help that process.
See, I think I would watch a comedy show about a script writer or script coordinator that was over the top, that was like
Hmm.
on set yelling and screaming at people when they got something wrong or mispronounced the name.
Yeah, well,
I would
maybe,
crack up about that.
yeah, as long as they don't get fired on day one, because then you don't have a show. So you got to be careful.
Yeah, that's true. You'd have to come up with a reason that they didn't get, because they're going to be,
Like they were that good at their
yeah,
job.
that's something. There has to be, or maybe, they're a relative of somebody running the show, something. It has to be a reason.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Well,
Yeah.
and as well, like, because I work as a script coordinator, and then some people get that a bit confused with a script supervisor. So you do have someone on set on the day who is also kind of working with continuity. They'll have the scripts and be like, hey, they said this line differently. Is that okay, director or showrunner? And so it just depends on the show. I think some shows they're a bit okay for the actor to kind of, you know, make it their own a little bit and improvise a little bit, but some shows might be, or based on the story, they're like, no, this has to be said in this specific way because it affects something else. So it really depends.
Well, and I'd always heard like, um, if it's like an Aaron Sorkin production, he's very particular about his dialogue.
Yeah.
He don't want them going off script. This is how he wrote.
Yeah. Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about Virgin River. So I think it's a neat progression. You were working on the show, script coordinating there as well, I think. And
Yeah.
you tell me if I've got this correct. So season 5, they give you an episode to try to write, and it went well.
Yeah.
And now you're like a full-time writer on season 6.
Yes. I'm very grateful. I'm so happy for the support that I've been given on this show. But yeah, I started out season 4 as a script and clearance coordinator. So the
Cool.
clearance side of that was you're working with Netflix, which is obviously like the who broadcast the show, but you work with them and you just make sure that everything that we see on camera is clear to watch. So like any like business names, character names, artworks, we have to make sure all of that is okay to see on screen, and we're not going to get sued or anything.
Yeah, preferably you don't
Yeah,
want to get
that's always the hope. The hope on any show is don't get sued.
Well, so what was that like? You're working in that capacity. Is that something like you expressed an interest in trying an episode, or did they like, why don't you give it a shot?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both. Like, I think usually when you come in as a support staff, in the writers' room or in that capacity, I think there's usually a general consensus or general understanding that you do want to move up to be a writer. You don't want to be the
No, I'm
assistant
good. I'm
forever. Or
good.
yeah, I'm okay where I am. This is great. So yeah, I was very lucky. Like season 4, I worked in the tail end of the writers' room, and they were very encouraging and supportive of me pitching ideas, and some of those ideas obviously were worked into the show, which was great. And then yeah, season 5, got my first script to write. Was very happy to be there, happy to be on set for my episode, and yeah, and then thankfully that all turned out well, and I got promoted to a staff writer, so I'm full-time writer this season.
I mean, that's so exciting. Do,
Yeah,
do you
it's a dream
remember
come
like?
true, really.
Do you remember the first time that one of your thoughts or ideas was put into the show?
Um, I can't remember specifically the idea, but I do remember like the feeling, because you always get a bit nervous. You're like, oh, I don't want to overstep my
Yeah,
position.
right.
Maybe this will fall flat in the room, and you're kind of formulating your thoughts so you can, give the best pitch and really sell your idea. And but I think with everything, like I think what makes a writer's room when it's working really well is when people feel safe to pitch anything. Like there's the feeling that like there's no bad ideas because,
Right.
as long as it's coming from a place of truth or something that you're connected to and you pitch something, then even if that doesn't make it into the show, it might spark someone else's pitch that makes it into the show. So it's always like we're all working together and building this thing together.
Did working on the scripts and kind of seeing what was written previously, did that help you as far as nailing down the kind of nuances of each character?
Yeah, I think so. I think I've seen the whole series like 3 times now, I think. Every season I rewatch it just to stay on top of everything. But yeah, and it's based on these books by Robin Carr that
Right.
are very popular. And so there is this whole kind of world, this world of Virgin River. And I think really reading the scripts, really watching the episodes, like really does help you kind of get into that frame of like, what is the voice of the show? What are the voice of these individual characters? What are we trying to build here emotionally?
Yeah, that makes sense with that, but that would be like, if I was a writer, that's what I would be scared of getting wrong. You're taking something somebody else created and trying to, give voice to
Yeah,
these characters, and you don't want to mess that up or make it seem like they're doing something that doesn't match with the character that's already established. That'd be
yeah.
stressful.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that is always the challenge for writers coming into a TV series because, usually it is the creator's voice. They've
Yeah.
they've been the first person to like initiate this creation. And so you've got to jump on board and as quickly as you can try and like get up to speed with how it all works. But thankfully as well, because it is a team effort, like again, it goes through all these iterations. Like we work together as a team to work out the story, work out what's happening in the episode, what the character's emotional arc is. And then, I'll go off to write for my episode. And it is a bit daunting at first. It's like you've got this blank white page and you're like, okay, gotta make this good. But then thankfully, it goes through like you'll have the certain executive producers or the showrunner, they'll
Yeah.
look at it, you'll get support from your script coordinator, so everyone's there. We're all trying to help each other make the best thing we possibly can, which I think helps because then you feel supported. You feel like you can put something out there and we're only making it better.
Yeah. And it's not like you've got a terrible cast that doesn't know how to act.
Exactly.
We've been lucky enough. We had Terrell came on the show,
Oh, wow.
and Tim Matheson came on
Oh, yes. Oh,
last year, and they were
amazing.
they were saying, yeah, two of the best people I think I've
They're
met.
wonderful. They're
Yeah.
wonderful and superb actors. I mean, I love watching all of the actors on this show, like being on set and seeing them in real life, watching them on the monitors. Like, it's so fun to watch. And I think, again, every step of the way, everyone's adding their art and their creativity to it, and it's only making the work stronger and giving it that emotional weight, which is wonderful. And I also noticed I was going to mention, I saw that you had Melanie Zanetti on, and I went to the same drama school as her.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, yeah.
You know that it's not really even close. That episode has been our most watched episode, and it's because Bluey is
Wow.
so
Bluey,
popular.
yeah,
And I know
yeah,
in Australia, she's got a good acting career outside of Bluey.
yes.
But yeah, I was lucky enough to kind of find her at a time where she could do that. My
Yeah,
my grandkids were just tearing that show up, and I was like, I got to find out who's voicing this thing and try to get them on.
yeah,
No, that's
yeah.
tough.
My niece loves it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's I guess this generation's Barney, basically,
Yes.
or Sesame Street. Maybe that was the one for my generation when we growing up. Of
Mhm.
course, it's still there. We're
Yeah,
50, 60 years in, Sesame Street's still going. So
it's great.
yeah,
It's
that's
what the
that's
one
really
great
neat.
thing about animation as well for Blue. It's like they don't ever have to age.
No, no, that show could be on forever.
Yeah.
We've seen that with like The Simpsons or Family Guy.
Yeah.
30 years
Yeah.
of that stuff. Have you ever tried voice acting?
I've done a little bit, but not a whole lot. No.
Hmm.
Could be the next move.
We need to find you like a Canadian, Australian superhero to voice.
Yes, that would be amazing. I might have to be the one writing it, but we'll see. We'll see how we go.
Well, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I can tell you it will not be me writing it. I can throw
Okay,
out
that's
some,
fair. Okay. You can make a
lukewarm
cameo.
ideas. Yeah, but it's up to you to write it.
Okay. All right. That's a deal.
So if I remember right, part 2 of season 5 is getting ready to come out, or did it start already?
It'll be out on November 30th. So
Oh
very
yeah,
soon.
very soon.
Christmas holiday special. Yes.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. And then season 6 will be out maybe next summer. Is that?
I'm not sure. We don't know, but I hope it's out next year and we'll see how we
Are
go.
you filming for it yet?
No, we're still in the writer's room.
Yeah.
We should be finished writing it next month. And then yeah, I'm not sure exactly the plan for next year.
Is there a story arc that you've been working on that you're most excited about? I won't ask you to reveal them, but do you have one that you're like, "Ooh, this is the one I'm looking forward to"?
Yeah, I'm very excited for Mel and Jack this season. So I can't give anything away, but I think we'll see some lots of love and romance, which is
I
very
think a
nice.
lot of people are excited about that, the possibility.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I think, we have a very loyal fan base, similar to, sci-fi shows. I think this
Yeah.
show has a very big, very loyal fan base and people who love the books as well. So I think they're really rooting for Mel and Jack. They just want them to have their happy ending. So hopefully, they have a lot of happy moments, but they've had a lot of tragedy that they've suffered together. So, hopefully one day we'll come to that happy ending. Not too soon though, because I want a few more seasons.
Well, that's right. You gotta drag it out a little bit.
Yes.
You gotta drag it out a little bit. As fans, we want that kind of just drawn out thing, but we also want everything resolved very quickly.
Yes.
So you're in a difficult position. It's like I
Yeah,
want
that's
you to
right.
give me all the spoilers and still surprise me.
Yes. Yeah. Everyone wants the drama, but they want them to end up happy. So it's a fine line to kind of play around in.
My favorite thing I think about Virgin River is I talk to a lot of guys, and
Hmm.
they'll say something like, "Yeah, my wife was watching this, and I kept walking through the room, and every time I walked through, I'd pause for longer, and then eventually they just end up watching with her."
Yeah.
So it's
I've
like
heard that a
crossed
lot.
over from like a female fan base to it's just good TV. Everybody's watching it.
Yeah. Everyone's watching it. I think it came out at a really good time. I think people wanted that comfort watch and
Yeah.
something a little bingeable. But then it does have that sort of crime element, and you've got, the guys who aren't in active service, but they're in the Marines, and so there is that. There are definitely things I think that men can
Yeah.
appreciate about the show, and I think the men in this show are really beautiful characters because I think they have their own strength, but they can also show that vulnerability. They're also willing to grow and you know, show some of those emotions, which I think is like very kind of beautiful to see in men and I think necessary.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the male portrayals they do in the show really really strong, really really
Yeah.
well done. It's got just a touch of like that nighttime soap opera that we used to have, back in the 80s,
Hmm.
90s with Dynasty and Falcon Crest and some of that, and I think that helps it as well
Yes.
because it tends to draw people in, but it's not like soap opera to the point it's over the top, but it's just that little touch where you get a little bit of drama and kind of pull people in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just those little cliffhangers that keep you watching.
How have you avoided not making a cameo on the show yet?
Oh, I don't know. I'd love to. So anyone out there, don't forget me. Maybe if the right character gets
I mean,
written
you're
up, I
right
should start
there.
pitching that. Yeah, I should pitch that. What about, an Australian coming into Virgin River
I think
looking
that
for
could
love?
go over. It
Yeah.
seems like that would be plausible. That could fit.
Yes. Yeah.
What
I mean,
would
there's a
your
lot of
what would your
broken hearts coming
profession
there.
be though? What would what's are you just a visitor vacation,
Oh,
or are you there for a reason?
oh, well, I guess we'd have to develop that. I definitely could be the city girl coming in, causing trouble, or looking for a sea change. I could work in publicity.
Oh, there, yeah, there
Yeah.
you go.
Or I could be a travel blogger coming to town.
All right. All right. That's at least three plausible
There's
reasons.
possibilities, yeah.
Hmm. Well, so can you talk in a different accent than your actual accent?
I can. I always find it tricky just switching straight away,
Oh,
but I can give it a go. Okay, I'll just give it like a general American
oh,
a
okay.
go. But it won't be, I think it won't be perfect. I have to like, I usually do warm-ups and
That's
things,
right.
but
Well,
we'll give
yeah,
it a
I
go.
totally get that. I totally, at least
Yeah.
you're able to do it. This is all I got. This is what you get.
But that's great. That's exactly what you need, right?
Well, I guess if you're doing an American accent, yes.
Yeah, why not? And I mean, if you're in America, then, you can do whatever
That's true.
accent you want there. You can
Yeah,
be
that's
West
true.
Virginian. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't
It's
matter. You're
great.
right. Yeah, you're right. Mhm. All right, let's hear your attempt at an American accent.
Okay. So this is just kind of my American accent. This is what I can do. And I want to live in LA and just sip my lattes and have a really good time with all my friends and, go to really cool brunch spots and just have a really good time. That's what I want.
See, you know why I like that one? Because it's hard to pin down. Like it sounds
Hmm.
American, but it'd be tough to say, okay, you're from this part of America or this part,
Yeah.
which actually fits in LA because I think a lot of LA accents are kind of that there's no accent. Is
Yeah,
it kind of
exactly.
sounds like that. And it may be because there's so many actors and entertainment people there that they kind of they work to get rid of their accent and have that kind of
Yeah.
yeah. I
Is
believe
that kind of non-regional dialect where it's like you're
right.
American, but I don't know where exactly you're from.
Yeah. That's pretty good. All right. That was
Okay.
solid. How about like, do you speak French?
No, I don't speak French, unfortunately.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I can speak a tiny bit of Hungarian. So my mom's side is Hungarian.
Yeah.
So I can say, I don't know, like, Jó napot kívánok, hogy vagy? So I can say, good morning, how are you?
It sounded terrific. No clue what you
Thank you.
were
Yeah,
saying.
I could have been
Oh,
saying anything.
really
You'd
good.
never know.
Well, that's true. As long as you're confident saying it, you could be talking Klingon or anything, but tell me it's
Yeah.
something else. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah. Hopefully if there's any Hungarians watching, they can in the comments just gently say something nice about my Hungarian.
There'll be a comment in there and say, she's not wishing you a good morning. That's actually an
Yeah.
insult. On the acting side, is there a genre that you haven't got to do that you would like to try?
Um, well, I think overall, like I really love those kind of gritty, raw indies. Like I'd love
Mm.
to do more of that. I love comedy, so anything that's in that comedy dramedy realm. But I do also really love sci-fi superhero
Yeah.
genre. So anything where I could be a superhero or a space commander, like I'm down, I'm ready.
Who doesn't want to be a
And
space commander?
detectives too. Yeah, exactly.
I think detective would be really interesting.
Yeah,
Watch that.
yeah.
Let's write that.
Okay, let's do it.
Your let me think. You have to have your profession is something, but you get hurt, so you can't do that anymore, and you accidentally fall into solving crime.
Yes, like a PI. I become a PI.
Yeah, I would
I
watch
think that's
that. I think
brilliant.
we need to pitch
Yeah,
that one.
it's like Veronica Mars or something.
Love Veronica Mars.
Yeah,
I would not be unhappy with something similar.
yeah.
That would be pretty good. You've written some short films, right?
I've written actually a feature film.
Oh, you have.
So
What was
yeah,
the name of that
98
one?
minutes. It's called Marley Someone. I actually
Oh,
have
that's
the thing
right. Yeah,
here.
you wrote and you starred in that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what's
So
that
that
one
was kind
about?
of yeah. I wrote it. It was loosely based on my life and experiences at the
Yeah.
time, but it's about this sort of um, coming of age story of a woman in her late 20s, not super happy with her career and her creative life, and she's disillusioned by some of the racism and sexism that she's encountered in the industry, and she finds a way to find her own voice and her own agency and to step into life as an adult, I guess.
Is it difficult to portray a character that's basically based on yourself?
I think the challenge is how vulnerable you have to get to kind of open yourself up and your own experiences and put that on the page and
Right.
put that in front of people's eyes, because, you know, it is a sort of a vulnerable generosity that you're giving, and you're opening yourself up to criticism. That's very like personal. But at the same time, it's also kind of freeing. Like it was, it's something that was close to me. It's like she's not exactly me. It's not exactly my story, but it was really fun to play, and it was something that I wanted to talk about and explore. So yeah, I
That's
thought that
pretty
was
awesome.
very rewarding.
Not too many
Yeah.
people actually get through like a whole feature.
Yeah, it
That's
was
impressive.
it was tough. We shot it in like with no budget, basically, in 16 days. We had a wonderful cast and crew. So yeah, I think it's a very special project.
Don't you think those projects are important when you're trying to learn, the ins and outs of, the entertainment business? Those kind of smaller projects where you have to figure out how to pay for stuff and how to shoot it. You have to shoot in a very short time frame. I mean, that has to be valuable.
Yeah, I think so. It's like it really gave me an understanding of how everything works. And I think sometimes you can be more creative when you're not just throwing money at something. You know, if you have a problem, you have to solve it creatively rather than going like, oh, well, we'll just hire this, we'll just buy this, you know?
Right.
You got to figure it out.
You,
And
you
sometimes
can't
I
really
think it,
afford effects. So you have to
yeah,
figure something
exactly.
practical out.
Exactly. And then I think sometimes it makes it a more interesting piece because you're not just doing what everyone else does, you know, you're not just doing the first thing that comes to you.
With I can't speak for anybody else, but with me, the effects don't really they don't bother me too much because I can
Mm-hmm.
imagine, as long as the story's good, I can use
Yeah.
my imagination and fill in the blanks with the effects.
Yeah.
If the story's got you kind of connected where you're involved and you're invested, it doesn't matter. It's
Yeah.
it's just like a better version of reading a book. You just use your imagination
Yeah.
to do it. But not everybody's
Yeah.
like that. Some people are like, they can't see it. They can't really
Mm-hmm.
up the big time effects, but you're not going to get that on those small projects.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty. Have you ever thought about writing just like a novel?
I mean, it has crossed my mind. I just I don't feel like I'm there yet to, that's a lot of work.
Well, if you work in the business long enough, you'll be able to do like a memoir.
Yeah.
Talk about
Well,
your
hopefully
experiences in the entertainment industry.
yeah. We'll see if I get there. Hopefully one day.
Long as it has that chapter about, being on the Two Opinionated podcast,
Yes.
that's, it's the most memorable time in that period was when I went on the
Yes.
podcast.
Exactly. Exactly. That's where it all began. That's where I'm going to start the memoir.
That's where my West Virginia Australian detective.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Well, so any final thoughts on Virgin River? Anything that we can kind of look out for? Anything coming up in the second part of season 5? What can you give us?
I think, Mel is going to be, I don't know if you remember from the end of part 1, we're coming into
Yeah.
Christmas and Mel discovers these letters that may have come from her biological father. We don't know.
Yeah.
So I think, Mel and Jack are going to go on a little adventure to uncover the truth and see what the deal is. And we're going to have a lot of beautiful, heartfelt Christmas moments and the community coming together. So I think it's going to be a really special kind of holiday
Do
episode.
they have to go outside of the normal area of the show to find the answers? Are we going to get some of the, like the travel episodes?
Oh, I don't think they don't go too far and wide. I think they're still within our world essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're gonna have to watch and find out, what they have to do to uncover the truth.
I know we've got it marked.
Hmm.
We're ready. The problem is going to be when you're done with part 2, because then you have to wait.
Yeah, gotta wait for season 6. But
I think
hey,
that's I know it's kind of a catch-22 with binging. We all
yeah,
love to binge, but then once you do it, you just have to wait.
Yeah, I know that's the tough part. But then you know what? Sometimes with the binge, it's great to start again from one, and then hopefully by the time you get there, you're ready for season 6 to
I
drop.
have done that many times with many different shows.
Yeah.
When you really like a show, those are the type, like the second time through, you just put that on in the background while you're doing other stuff, and then you catch enough of it to remind you what's going on.
Yeah.
But you're not having
Exactly.
to sit the entire time. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. My oldest, my daughter, I'm pretty sure she's watched every season 2 or 3 times.
Amazing.
Yeah, because
She's a great daughter.
she just rewatches, before the new season, she'll
Yeah.
rewatch again. That she's dedicated.
That's good.
How about a Christmas movie? Have you got a chance to do a Christmas movie yet?
No, I haven't. They
Because
shoot a
isn't
lot of
that a
like
rule? If you're
Hallmark.
in Canada, you have to do a Christmas movie.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of Hallmark Christmas movies shot here, so it's on my bucket list for sure.
That's the where you can use your, the you left the small town to go to the big city, but you're not happy. You're successful, but you're not happy. So you come back
Yeah,
to the small town, find happiness.
yeah, exactly. That's basically every story is essentially that.
I used to complain that everything always had a happy ending. Why does it always have to be a happy ending? Because that's not how life is. Well, then at some point, nothing had a happy ending. Everything was kind of that bittersweet ending, or, kind of leaves things open and stuff. And then all I wanted was the happy endings. Well, Hallmark never stopped with the happy endings. It doesn't matter if it's a Christmas movie or a detective story, whatever it is, it's going to be wrapped up in a nice bow, which is kind of
Yeah,
comforting.
it's very comforting. Yeah.
I think, especially after the last few years, most of us are like, that's good with the happy ending. That's
Yeah.
good. I don't
It's
want
like
to worry about these characters.
yeah, no matter how sad life gets, there's always going to be this ray of hope, this ray of sunshine right at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't see a Hallmark Christmas movie ending and you're like, oh, that was a bummer.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think that's why you go see those movies.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. This has been amazing. You have to come back after the season so we can actually talk about
Yes.
what happened.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that sounds good.
Because then I'll have specific questions. I'll be and you can tell me, okay, that was me. I came up with
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah. I'm excited for my episode in season 6. I think it's going to be really fun.
Ooh, do you have a name yet for it, a title?
I can't reveal anything
Okay.
as yet, unfortunately, but
Angel's
going to be a
Peak
hoot.
was season 5's episode that you did?
Yes, that's right. That
Mm.
one was a bit more of an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, I think I saw you may be working on your wedding or something while you were writing that one. Something was going on.
Yeah, so I was writing that, and I was preparing to get married. I got married this year, so
Congratulations.
very happy. Thank you, thank you. So yeah, I felt very connected to that episode. Mel and Jack had just gone through the tragedy of the miscarriage, and so they, were dealing with that pain and that trauma and that grief. And I think what I really love about the Angel's Peak episode is that it gave them an opportunity to really like talk out their feelings, really open up to each other about what they really want, and find a new path forward. And I thought that was really
You did a good
really
job,
beautiful to
like
watch.
really showing what that going through something like that is like, because so many couples have had that experience, and it's there's a lot of talking to get to the healing part of it. I thought you did a really good job kind of showing
Thank you.
that.
Thank you.
It was emotional. You watch that episode and it's going to make you a little teary-eyed in parts.
Yeah. Well, I tried, I thought, because these are people's real experiences, and not a lot of people talk about it openly, which makes it tough. So I listened to a lot of like podcasts of people talking about their experiences. I watched some documentaries about people talking about their experiences. So I really tried to like empathize with that and take that on board. And we all tried to write something that really reflected people's real raw experiences.
That's not easy. Doing the research for something like that could That could bring you down a little bit.
Yeah, I think, yeah, and I think that's why it's for me, I felt like it's important to have that feeling of hope, or
Yeah.
feeling that there is a way forward. You know, it's not the end of their story. They can find another way. And, you know, hopefully that gives people a little bit of an uplift, a bit of a sense of hope.
It was, I was going to say fun, but that's not the right word. But it was well done watching the roller coaster of emotions throughout the episode.
Hmm.
Because yeah,
Yeah,
because
thank
there
you.
was, not that there was a lot of highs, but you got kind of that up and down type of a lot going on in that episode.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, seriously, you have to come back. We have to talk
Hmm.
after the season. I will have questions.
Okay, perfect. Good. I'm waiting for it. I'm ready.
But a couple of things before we wrap up. Anything else that you're working on that we can keep an eye out for?
Um, well, it's more of my own things. It's not anything that you might necessarily see coming out soon. I'm writing a couple of my own projects. I'm working on a short film with a producer and a director at the moment, and I'm writing a couple of pilots. So,
Ooh.
you know, maybe one day, because I've got to get some
What's your
stuff for my
genres that
memoir.
you're working in?
Usually kind of more in that dramedy realm. I've got one dramedy that I'm working on, a workplace dramedy, and then the other one is a bit more Virgin River-esque. It's a sort of family slash romance drama.
I'm guessing that the fact that you're working as a writer probably isn't going to hurt your chances to get a pilot made at some point.
I hope so. Yeah, that's the plan. That's the hope and the dream.
It's not just, some podcaster knocking on the door. It's like, okay, she actually
Well,
writes.
that's good too. Yeah. Anything helps.
That's right. That's right. So okay. So last thing before we go, I'm assuming as your stuff starts to get finished up and you're promoting it, that you'll put that out on social media. So where can we find you on social media?
Yep, my handle on Instagram is Ildiko Susany.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. That comes right up too. Once you uh,
Yeah,
once you put that in, you're the first one that pops up, so it's easy to.
yeah. Not a lot of Ildiko Susanys out there, I don't think.
Yeah, but it's a very, like, that's an entertainment name.
Okay, good. That's good.
When you're like a mega star, when it's really big and stuff, you might just go with the first name.
Well, that is a dream to get to a first name basis. Then you know you've made it. Then you know you can write a memoir.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do a memoir till you get to a first.
Yeah.
But I
And
think
I'll
it I
start
think
my
it sounds like an entertainment name. Like that's a good, like with mine. Michael Wall, that may be like a newspaper reporter, but that's not an entertainment name. It's yours.
I think it works. It works too.
Well, anything
Catchy.
can work, but it doesn't grab you. But you got a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll thank my mom. Yeah.
What do your what does your family think about you working in the business?
My mom has always been very supportive of me, so I think she was really happy. I think she just always encouraged me to do whatever I wanted, and I think she did worry a little bit that it's a difficult industry to be in, but she was just like, "Yeah, go for it. You're talented. You work hard. Give it a go."
I'm guessing that was probably a pretty good phone call when you call, say, okay, I'm a writer. I'm full-time writer.
Yeah, yeah. Anytime I get something, I'm like, "Hey, mom, look, watch this."
Does she watch the show?
I think she's watched episodes, but I don't think she's watched the whole thing.
Okay.
I know. I'm
Maybe
like, come
now.
on, mom, you got to catch up. Yeah.
Although if it's like my parents, they can't get to Netflix. And then
Hmm.
once they're there, they can't do anything with it. So unless I'm over there actually putting it on, they're not watching
Yeah. I might just have to put her in a room and press play and just be like, I'll come back. I'll bring you snacks.
it. Well, Ildiko, you got to come back. This has been the best.
Yes.
I've had the best time talking with you, and just thank you so much.
I'm
And best of
glad.
luck on the new season. That's so exciting.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm very excited. So I'm pumped. So everyone, get on board,
Yeah.
have a watch.
Oh, they'll watch. I mean, it's not like your audience is getting smaller. It just keeps getting.
No, we have a great audience and
I'm
we're very
hoping that
grateful
show
for them.
lasts about 10 seasons or so.
Me too. Bring it on. Come on, Netflix.
Yeah.
Let's keep getting renewed.
Yeah. I mean, if it ends, they're just going to have to bring back another one like it. So just keep it on.
Yeah, why not? We already have the people watching.
You already got the people watching. I mean, Grey's Anatomy's been on for what, a couple decades. So
Yeah. Yeah. So, we might see Mel and Jack well into their 60s. Who knows?
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
And we don't have a lot of that on TV.
No,
Let's
that's
follow
true.
them into it, the senior age. Why not?
Yeah. Hopefully grandkids as well. Why not?
Oh, all right. I think we've already written like season 15.
Yeah, I think we've done it.
All right, hold on one
But
second.
the show goes so slow though, so it might be like season, 30 once we get there.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's not like it's a fast moving. Well, and you're only doing what, 10, 13 episodes, something like that a season?
Yeah, it's usually been 10 or 12.
10 or 12. So that's not a ton of time to tell the story. So yeah, we might have
to do some time jumps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do something. Okay, hold on one second. Well, that was a lot of fun. Ildiko Susany. I hope I didn't butcher her name. I think I actually got that one right. Pretty name. We were kind of joking there at the end. Ildiko make a pretty good. You could say that one is just a one word, or a one name person. So when she hits it really, really big, we'll just go with Ildiko. That'd be pretty awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. She was terrific. Virgin River, such a well-written, good show, and it continues to get better. If you hadn't seen her season 5 episode of Angel's Peak, my opinion, one of the best episodes that series has had, and they've had a lot of good ones. And then she'll be a full-time writer in the upcoming season 6. So that's really exciting. I think we hit on most of the things that she has worked in. I did leave out Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. She was in a couple episodes of that, so I did miss that one. That was a good show, and I should have asked her if she sings, because that show, a lot of it revolves around music. So maybe when she comes back, I'll ask. Oh, and I absolutely did miss one. She played Shaylee on Alaska Daily with Hilary Swank, and was really, really good in that role. So apologies that I missed that one. If you're finding us for the first time, I've got good news for you. If you liked it, we're closing in on 700 episodes. There's so much material and so many people that we have been blessed to talk with, that I think you'll enjoy. If you would like to kind of explore who we've talked to and support us, there's a couple of easy ways to do it. They're free. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. We just ask that you hit subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything, really helps us out. Just please hit that subscribe button. IMDb, which is the entertainment database, imdb.com. Want to make sure to take my time with that. With my accent, sometimes it's difficult to understand. Recently named us one of its top 100 podcasts. I can't believe it. There's 15 million and counting podcasts out there. There's more coming every day. To get named to a top 100 list, especially by an entertainment website database, just unbelievable. I just can't believe. I'm so thankful. So the way you can help us is to go to imdb.com, look up the Two Opinionated podcast. Just bring the page up. That's it. Just that act of, or that traffic on the page really helps us out. So if you could do that, really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. We've got close to 700 episodes. You can find all of those on our website, meistercon.com. So please check us out there as well. It'll let you know if we're going on location, if we're doing something in studio, if we're going covering a convention, anything we have going on, be on the website, meistercon.com. Thank you guys so much. Till next time. Bye, everybody. Hi, everybody. I'm once again here to ask for your support. It's been a big year for the Two Opinionated podcast. Back in February, we got to live out a dream, moderate for William Shatner here in our hometown. In May, we passed 100,000 downloads on our YouTube channel. And we followed that up in June with 50,000 downloads on the audio side. We recently posted our 600th episode, which is pretty good volume for just a father and son operation. You know, not too many podcasts can keep that volume up. We've been doing this now for 4.5 years, 600 plus episodes. We recently hit 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel, which is a really big deal for us because we've always gotten the views, but have struggled to get people to subscribe. So that 1,000 was a big deal for us. And best of all, we were recently named one of the top podcasts on IMDb, which is the entertainment database. You know, those that are ahead of us, we came in at number 82. Those that are ahead of us are bigger companies like Disney, mostly Marvel, and Joe Rogan, that type of podcast. So for us, being just a small West Virginia father and son podcast, to be in the top 100 out of 15 million, it's a pretty big deal for us. So thank you for everything you've done for us so far. Got a couple little ways, though, that you can help us, and they're free and they're really easy. If you haven't checked out our YouTube channel yet, please go to YouTube. It's under MeisterCon Pod. Just hit subscribe. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, really helps us a ton. And maybe even more important, if you could go to imdb.com, look up the Two Opinionated podcast, and just look around the page. Just having that traffic on the page really helps us out. So that's a couple easy ways that you can support us, even if you're not listening or watching all of the time. And we want you to listen and watch, because I think that our guest list, I would put up against anybody, any other show, podcast, anybody out there. I think our guest list holds up. So please check us out. You probably will find somebody that you like, or maybe somebody that you didn't know you liked, but kind of discovered them on there. There's tons of that. If you're into music, we have that too. If you like books, we've got authors on there. If you're more into what goes on behind the scenes in the entertainment world, you know, we've got producers, directors, video artists, anything you can think of that happens behind the scenes, we've had them on the show. So definitely check us out. Thank you guys so much. Until next time. Bye, everybody.